We're speaking this morning to Fyra and Sarah from Skinfuel Beauty. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming on the show with us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So this is a free plug Friday, of course, but before we go on to your business, can you tell us a little bit more about your lives before you started Skinfuel Beauty? Were you working as in the industry, in the beauty industry? Maybe we start with Sarah.
Okay, sure. Before Skinfuel, I was in marketing and communications, but I wasn't necessarily in beauty. I had done some marketing and comms for different luxe beauty brands, but I wasn't really in the skincare industry as a whole. And for the longest time, I had always wanted to start something. I had like thousands of ideas. There was that one person in the group who'd be like, oh my God, this is a great idea. Oh my God, this is a great idea. And I just never really pulled the trigger. But I had like logos and company names all drawn out. I had everything. We launched like a small consulting company in November of last year. So that like appeased my mind a bit. But I don't know, I wanted to do something more and kind of bring happiness into people's lives. But I was always looking for what to start or what to do.
How about you, Fyra? What were you up to before Skinfuel Beauty?
Before Skinfuel Beauty, I was actually attached with a construction company for 7 years. I was doing mainly procurement. And then I wanted to do something else and just challenge myself. I actually have started, like a digital consultant company with Sarah as well during the time that we registered Skinfuel Beauty. And also I feel like I was already in my comfort zone. I just want to get out of it and then just start something that I'm passionate with.
How do you guys know each other though?
Sarah is actually my cousin's best friend. So she was also my cousin's housemate. So yeah, basically through our acquaintance,
mutual friends, and then we just kind of grew closer. I don't think both of us even realized that it's only been 3 years since we've known each other.
Mm-hmm.
And you took away your cousin's best friend from her.
Not exactly, because I cousin too. So I guess we share like the same group of friends. So it's not really like taking away her from my cousin.
Just kidding.
From construction to beauty, though, that's...
Yeah, I mean like construction has always been like very technical for me, but beauty was always been my passion, my own passion. Like I like, skincare, I like makeup on my free time. Like my friends usually get me to do their makeup on my free time. So yeah.
Sarah's pointing at herself.
I am literally can't do makeup, and so every single time that I need to look good, I'm like, Fyra.
But you do use like a lot of skincare products and all that.
Yeah, for me, I have been using skincare for a while, but I really got into it, like studying dermatology journals, reading all about it, ever since I moved to Malaysia. And then from there, I just stopped wearing makeup. So I don't wear makeup at all, only like on very special occasions. So,
where were you originally from, Sarah?
From the States.
Okay.
I just packed up my bags and moved to Malaysia without ever knowing anyone here and knowing how the country looked. I didn't Google or anything and just was going to see what happened.
Why?
What prompted the move though?
What, Trump?
No, this is before Trump actually, but I'm kind of glad I'm here. I just wanted to see what would happen if I lived in a country where I didn't have family or friends, and it was a completely different environment, and one where diversity was part of the fabric of the country, versus one that, where it seems very fabricated. I mean, in the US, even the way we do ads is very much like 10% goes here and like 15% goes here. So I kind of wanted to see what would happen if I wasn't in my natural habitat. So yeah, I went and came here. Thought I was going to be here for a year. Now it's 5. So yeah.
But Skinfuel Beauty is not your, it's still a part-time project, is it? Because Sarah, I believe you have a full-time job as well.
So I have a full-time job, but Fyra works full-time on Skinfuel Beauty. So we kind of figure out a way to do half and half. Usually I'll roll up after work to her place, and then we'll just sit down and kind of finish planning out, doing what we need to do. And then everything is basically through the phone or through technology, since we've been in lockdown ever since we launched our brand.
True.
So a lot of times, like, both of us have plenty of ideas, but one of us can't make it to the other one's house, or we're kind of stuck trying to do things digitally. And so half the time, if it's using makeup, Fyra, our makeup artist, is the one doing most of the videos, and I try, but I come out looking like a 5-year-old who's playing with makeup. So.
Now, what's interesting about Skinfuel Beauty is that I heard that you decided to start this company after you had a dream, Fyra. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Essentially, it's not actually a dream. I had this idea when I was about to go to bed, because my husband and I were back from traveling, and then I usually carry like a lot of toiletries. Like, I'm not a light packer, because even my toiletries have like 2-3 bags. So while I was like about to go to bed, and then this idea just popped up into my head, like, why there's not a product in Malaysia or anywhere that I've went that has like a 3-in-1 feature that cleanses, that exfoliates, as well as removes at the same time. So I actually laid down like the blueprint the night before that, and then the next day when I went to work, I proposed it to Sarah, and then like she was like super excited that it's not here, because she hasn't seen like a product that unique here. And then she was just telling me that, okay, let's just do this, like, just instantly, without having to go around like the cost of it and stuff. She was just waiting for things to happen.
Okay. But for you, were you a bit hesitant though? Like, you were thinking, oh, it sounds like a good idea, but not so sure.
I don't know, like, the past couple of years, I have certain ideas, but I always have doubt about them. And then when Skinfuel Beauty, like Squeaky Clean came to mind, I don't know, it's just like instantly I just made up my mind that I want to do it. Yeah. So it was not something that I thought of like it doesn't take me like a long time to decide if I want to do it. It's just like instantly. And Sarah actually like supports me 100% on that. So I think that is like the biggest motivation that I get.
I thought that idea came to you in a dream. So it's basically a dream come true.
Yeah.
So Sarah, what when Fyra told you about her idea, what went through your mind? And when you agreed immediately to step on the pedal and just get this ball rolling?
So I am probably like one of those risk takers. Like, I'll just try something to try it. But for me, when she was talking about it, like there was like this weird tingly feeling that came over my body, and I was like, okay, this is it. Like, this is happening. I can't ignore that feeling. And then also, just seeing like the joy in her eyes, like as she was talking about it, when you see like someone's eyes just light up, like that they're really into it. I was just like, you know what, there's nothing stopping us. Like, okay, we try. If it fails, it fails, but at least I can say that we tried.
But I mean, think about it. We have so many skincare products out there from all around the world, right? Makeup removers as well, cleansers, and all sorts of makeup products. Why do you think Squeaky Clean is different from all the other products out there?
Okay, so Squeaky Clean is different because we're not actually just marketing to women. We're marketing to men as well. So we've created this brand that's genderless. So for us, like, we want you guys to feel inclusive, and we want you guys to celebrate that diversity that exists. And for us, the brand is more about not just feeling your skin, but feeling who you are. So when we created Squeaky Clean, we wanted something that was like easy, simple, convenient. So if you're super busy, like we all know that we are, and everyone wants that instant gratification, we can create something that does that for you. And then when it comes to men, I mean, they're not used to being marketed at, you know, when people are marketing skincare to men, it's usually like, get the woman you like because she wants the smooth skin that you have, or like, try this. And there's like thousands of women that are just like clamoring over you. So instead, we were trying to do something that was like, look, we know that you guys use like soap or shampoo, the 3-in-1 shampoos, because it's just simple and it's easy and you don't have to think about it, right? So that's why we created something that was, you know, a 3-in-1. You take it, it's a wipe, it wipes away your dirt, your debris, your pollution, makeup if you choose to have it on, and then it mildly exfoliates due to the texture. And then once you put water on your face, it turns into a cleanser, it emulsifies already. So there's nothing for you to think about. You could even just wipe your face and then go into the shower and you've already washed it. And then, you know, it's an all natural formula, it's cruelty free. We spent a year in research and development. We tried it on all different skin types, all different skin conditions. You know, we spent our time creating something that we like to call as a skincare hack. Because I know I have 1,001 products.
Yeah.
But, you know, the reason that I like Squeaky Clean is just because I get lazy and sometimes I just don't want to think about it. And it's just very simple. And at the same time, like, I think when I travel, you just throw that jar in and I don't have to worry about anything else. So, yeah.
Right. And you spent a year in research, both of you, Fyra and Sarah, with no background in beauty or chemistry, I guess, in that sense. Was it difficult during the research process?
So,
I guess,
Yeah, Fyra, you want,
I guess it wasn't, because we are mainly surrounded by people who are doing business, and then we've gotten like a lot of advices on where to go and how to do it, and I guess that actually builds up our confidence in like doing R&D as well. We have our own chemist who does our formula, and basically she advises most on our R&D process and stuff.
Yeah. And a lot of times, like, we chose which oils we wanted to use based on what they do. So a lot of my research was, I spend time in dermatology journals, just like skimming through, is this ingredient really effective? If they say that this is synthetic, does this actually work? And then I'd just be messaging Fyra like late at night, like, oh my God, I just read this and I don't know if this will actually affect our formula. Like, are we sure that this is what it's called? Did you check if there's like a D? And like, she would be like, okay, chill, relax, let me ask them tomorrow. But I mean, yeah, so we had to, you know, for me, it was really important in the fact that if I'm going to say something is all natural, if we're going to put our names on it, if we're going to say that this is something that we stand by, then we needed to make sure that we did all the quality control. We tested out, I think we went through like 8 formulas before we actually settled on the one that is Squeaky Clean.
Yep.
And her partner, my friends, we all got them to test it, and I think like half the time their eyes were watering at one point. Like, we were just, you know, and I have contacts, Fyra doesn't have contacts, so there were certain things that we just had to keep testing. And I don't think we actually realized a lot of the things that we were testing for. And then speaking to people who had sensitive skin versus oily, I mean, we just wanted to make sure that no one could say that it wasn't friendly for any skin type. So yeah, that year was a long time coming, but we finally did it and we figured it out.
It's part of R&D though. Sorry, Fyra, yeah?
And the best part is also alcohol free, because we are made with halal ingredients, so it's basically wudu friendly, especially for the Muslim women who goes to mall, travel, you know, who wants just a convenient cleanser for their prayers. So I think it's very convenient for them to just bring around a packet in their bag. Yeah.
Did the R&D actually involve anything? Because I'm big on sustainability and stuff like that. Are the pads eco-friendly in a sense?
So unfortunately, the pads are not eco-friendly, although we wanted it to be. So we tried and we tested on the eco-friendly pads, and they just didn't soak in the oils properly. So you couldn't effectively wipe off what we wanted you to be able to do. So that was the problem. We are working on other ways of being sustainable. So our jars are, you know, made from recyclable plastic. We are looking to do and build like a refill kind of pack so that you can reuse your jar. And then it's not something that you're just throwing away. We're also trying to figure out a way to do like a recycling program. So there are a lot of things that we're planning, but we're trying to make sure that we're doing it in a way that upholds the jar, and obviously, you know, we're not issuing back things that would defeat the purpose or defeat the formula.
All right.
Were there many challenges and setbacks in the beginning of the business? Because you started, I mean, you had a whole year of R&D, and then you launched, and then it was MCO, right?
No. So MCO happened before. So actually,
you launched during MCO.
We launched during MCO. So
Yeah.
we had, so while we were trying to build all of these things, and as we were doing research, a lot of questions started coming in, but what happened was super crazy, and I think that's why when I talked to you about the tingling feeling, it was super important. So every single time that there would be a question, I think at one point we were asking about surfactants, and we hadn't even understood what that meant nor what it was, and then somehow like the answers or the resources would just show up. So somehow Fyra's cousin's wife suddenly did that during her thesis during college, so she was like, oh, you need to know what, and it was just happenstance. Like it wasn't even, we didn't ask, it was never part of the conversation. You know, Fyra just happened to bring up the fact that we were doing something in skincare, and she was like, oh, by the way, I studied biosurfactants in college, and we were like, what? You know, so like everything kind of pieced together. So it seemed so trivial, but yeah, I mean, we had to figure out how to source our pads, our jars, our packaging, everything, because even the type of pads that we use was never available in Malaysia. No one had ever seen something like that. No one had ever seen a pocket pad. So, you know, everything was kind of like, okay, how do we do this? What do we do? You know, what do you define as synthetic? How do you describe this to the lab? Do they understand what we're trying to go for? I mean, but everything just kind of came together.
Yeah.
And then once we had everything come together, we were so excited. I remember that day over the phone. And then the next day, boom, we were in lockdown.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. And then we called each other, and I was like, okay, you know, at first everyone thought it was 2 weeks. I didn't realize, you know, the real huge impact of COVID. So we were like, okay, 2 weeks, it's okay. Like, we're, you know, talking to each other on the phone, calming each other down. 2 weeks goes by, then it's 4 weeks, then it's 8 weeks. And then me and her are just like, okay. So then we're like, okay, let's just take this as a pause moment. Maybe there's a reason that we have to take a break and just think about how we want to bring it to market. What are the things that we didn't consider? So that's kind of how we approached it. And then I think at about, I don't know, I think it was like maybe 9 weeks in, we were just like, okay, you know what? If we don't launch now, we're going to become too hesitant about it. So let's just go ahead and launch. We'll figure this out. And let's just do it in a way that we feel comfortable. So we did it through IG Live, and yeah, that's what happened. But we had moved our launch date, I think, 3 or 4 times before we finally settled on end of July. And then now we have different challenges to face. Like we said, we're self-funded. So now it's more about realizing that the amount of savings that we put in wasn't actually enough to think about marketing and advertising, all of these things. So now it's more of scrambling together like little pieces of money to make sure we get, you know, that awareness out and make sure more people know about us. It's just harder because you have a skincare product. It's not like I can do it before and after with makeup. You know, it's not like that simple thing. So there are thousands of questions. People want to know, people want to touch it, people want to see it. So it's harder now because, you know, being online isn't always that helpful. So
Fyra, would you like to add anything to that? Like, what were some of your challenges in the beginning of the business?
I think some of it is because of COVID, because we got everything in line, and then because we import our raw materials from abroad, and then during the when MCO happened, they had to put a halt. Like China had the MCO first, the lockdown first, and then most of the manufacturer were put into a stop. Like they have to cease operation for almost 2 months, and then we couldn't do anything. And then when China has already when they're done with their MCO, and then lockdown happened here, so we cannot receive anything. And then our manufacturer here couldn't even like operate because of that MCO. So there's a lot of delay in that sense. I think that's a blessing in disguise, like what Sarah said. probably focus mainly on the things that we couldn't focus during that time. So I guess, it's a blessing in disguise for us as well.
So it's a
Like
supply
what?
chain
Yeah.
issue for you in many ways.
Yeah,
Right.
and even like a lot of our ingredients because most of our ingredients actually are from Europe and some from
Japan.
and Korea. So basically, our original natural surfactant came from Korea because obviously they're amazing at R&D and skincare. And then because of MCO, Korea was like, I'm sorry, we're not sending it. And then we were freaking out. And then luckily, in Japan, they actually came up with an even more gentler, natural surfactant. So then we took that one, and that was their answer to the Korean one. So we were like, oh my God, this is great. This is great. But I mean,
So
those
good things
days-
come to those who wait, basically.
Yes.
Exactly.
The test of patience has been real.
But you said that you both had to use all your savings to set up this company. It's a self-funded company. Were you slightly afraid that it might fail?
I am.
I guess I'm more.
Was it a lot of money that you put in, both of you? You don't mind me
Um,
asking?
I guess more or less about 50,000. Yeah.
Each.
No, not each. Like 25 each. So more or less, the whole budget of everything is about 50,000. Yeah.
just to launch. That was just to launch. So now it's us trying to put together money to keep going and kind of push through our marketing and advertising. So I think we thought actually coming up with the product, getting everything sourced would have been a lot cheaper, and we would have had, X amount left over. But then I remember the day after we got all of our products, and I looked at her and I was like, so how much do you have left? She was like, girl, we already shot over. And I was like, oh, okay, great. But I think for me, I'm always, I don't know, out of the two of us, I feel like I'm always the one who's just like, yeah, let's just do it. Like, balls to the walls. So
You're the
me,
risk taker. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't actually afraid of failure. Like, if it failed, it failed. For me, that means I learned something, and at least I tried it. Like, I'm not living a life of what if. So for me, I was like, okay, let's just do it. And then, I even told her recently, I was like, you know what? I think we should start a new product. And then she was like, what? And I was like, it's okay. I'm going to figure out a way to get money, and we're just going to do it. We're just going to do it. Okay. And then she was like, okay, maybe we should think about it. I was like, no, I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's do this.
Yin and yang.
With the opposing personalities here in this business, was it hard? Like, Fyra, was it hard for you to just jump in like Sarah?
I think most of the times, like, me and Sarah would end up like being on the same page, and then because of sometimes we reason out like why I do not want to jump on to another product, and she would also give out her reasons like why we need to have another product. But at the end of the day, I think we sort of like discuss it all out and lay it down, and then weigh in our decision on what's best for the company. Yeah.
So there's never been arguments between the two of you.
So far, not yet.
Yeah, not yet. But we made a decision like earlier on that whatever we do, the both of us have to say yes. So we have to, you have to convince the other person. And luckily, usually Fyra and I are in sync. I mean, I'm definitely the one who's like, let's do it. And then she's like, let's chill for a second. But we definitely have always been in sync. Like, sometimes I'll just call her and I'll be like, oh, I just had a shower and I had this wonderful bunch of ideas. And then she was like, oh my God, I was thinking the same thing. So usually we've been really good. I don't think we haven't had a fight yet. I'm like really trying to go through my memory. Like,
Yeah.
But you know what they say about don't go into business with a close friend, because, when money is involved, sometimes it can affect the relationship. Has that happened to the both of you yet?
Not as I can remember, because I think both of us agree on the terms, and I think we're always in sync of what we want, and we see like a bigger vision, a bigger goal for Skinfuel, and we work towards that. Yeah, right, Sarah?
yeah, I honestly I think we've just been really lucky. Fingers crossed that it stays that way, that we've just been really on point with each other, and usually both of us have really good arguments as to why we should consider something else. So it's it's usually agreed upon within like 2 hours of us sitting down. Like, okay, this is great. All right, let's do it.
Are you guys planning to get in any bigger investment? When I ask that, because that means there's going to be another person or another entity that's going to be helping you make decisions, and then that's a third person. Is that going to cause conflict though?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I think for us, if we bring someone in, I don't think either one of us are ready to actually have like a full-on angel investor or anything like that. I mean, I think we'll take grants because that's free money. But from an investor standpoint, I don't think either one of us are open to it yet. And if we were to get investors on board, I mean, I think I speak for myself, but I feel like Fyra would also agree, is we would definitely have to vet them out and really see what their perspective is on the business, and really put in that fine print. Because if you're going to have, if you're signing on to us, then you have to put, that faith in us, and we would only have you kind of hold so much control.
So basically, thank you for the money. Don't tell us what to do.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're not ready for that yet. But we have applied for a few grants and just waiting for the results. Yeah.
What do your friends and family think of this business idea and this product that you've launched? Fyra? The first person I laid down like the whole idea was to Sarah. So after Sarah, I actually told my husband and my dad, like they were the biggest supporter. They never seen me like out of my comfort zone, because all this while I've been only like attached to a certain entity. So when I wanted to start my own business, they were like in like full force, like, okay, let's do it. It's not too late to start. And then this idea is like brilliant. And then we have, I think, for Skinfuel Beauty, it's not only like myself and Sarah. Like I have supporters like my husband, and then like my good friend who has a different sets of skills. So I think we complement each other in a way. And then like most of my friends, they are very supportive. And then like I think they are pretty honest as well, like in terms of like when we were launching. And then most of them got the product and they were giving like honest opinions and feedbacks about it. It was mostly positive. Yeah. So I think I'm pretty lucky in that sense that I have all the support around me. How about you, Sarah?
And I think that because Sarah and I share like the same group of friends.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But what about family though for Sarah?
From my family perspective, I actually didn't tell my family what I was doing. I'm really secretive sometimes about like what I do, because I've always been the risk taker in my family, and that doesn't always kind of go well with the family. My entire family in the States and everywhere else in the world are just doctors or businessmen, or they're like in finance, or engineering. So those are your 4 buckets. And I started doing marketing communications, and then I moved here, and everyone was like, what is happening? So, and I'm not married, and I'm in my 30s. So they're just like, what? Like, this is not the girl that we raised. So I didn't say anything. And then when it launched, a couple of my cousins and people knew about it. And my brother knew, because my brother and I are like super close. And then when my parents found out, they were really upset. Like my dad was like, how did you not tell us? Like, what is this? Like, we're so proud of you. And I was like, really?
Oh, proud.
And
Okay.
now, I was like, what? Are you okay?
Yeah, because you're a business person now.
Yeah, probably. I didn't think about that. But so now my dad actually calls me all the time and has like different ideas. I get emails on the regular of like different articles and like what to consider. And there's sometimes some like Zoom calls that he gets emails about. So he's like, can you join this? And I'm like, it's 3:00 in the morning. He was like, it's 3:00, but your business is important, no? Don't you value it? And I was like, oh my God, okay.
So dad's on board, man.
Yeah, my dad works all the time. So he's like, I don't understand. It's 3 a.m. and I would also be up at 3 a.m. And I was like, okay, you're right, Dad, you win.
So tell us a little bit more, like sell us your product right now. Where can we buy Squeaky Clean?
Okay.
Why should we change why should we just throw away like our cleanser, our toner and whatnot and change to Squeaky Clean?
And why should men get on board as well?
Oh,
Okay.
Wow, this is like a whole thing. All right.
Okay, we'll take it part by
Part by
part.
part.
Okay, part
Sell
by
us
part.
your product right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Squeaky Clean isn't meant to be, your end all be all. If it is, we are super happy. But, keep in mind that Squeaky Clean is your simple, convenient, effective, 3-in-1, all natural double cleansing pad. It's a skincare hack. It's effective just after one use. You can feel how soft and supple your skin are. The oils we use are the best, antioxidant, anti-aging, anti-inflammatory, hydrating, moisturizing ingredients. So you don't even need to put moisture after your face. You can still feel how soft and supple and hydrated your skin feels in 24 hours. You don't have to carry a million things at once. It's just one jar and that's it. You need to wipe and a wash. It's like 2 moves. That's all. Just 2 moves and you're good. And then for men, the reason that you should sell our product is like, why should women only be the ones that get the best ingredients in the world? Your skin deserves the same love. And if skin cancer doesn't discriminate, why should you? Why should we? Come on, invest in your skin.
Great
That's my
advice there.
Well done. Really well done.
Sarah says it all.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can find our product on our website, skinfuelbeauty.com, or follow us on Instagram at Hello Skinfuel and pick up your product. If you subscribe on our website, you instantly get reward points as you make a purchase. So there's no stopping you. You get 10% off immediately. Come on, you got to do it now.
Well, Fyra is going, good stuff, man. Really good stuff. Yeah.
It's like good choice to get a marketing
know,
girl
right?
on board,
Yeah,
right?
this girl can't stop talking.
Like,
She's
I
the one.
am-
Yeah.
I am convinced I want to buy some.
Yay!
Actually, you know what? The older I get, the more I'm getting a bit more particular about my skin because I find like,
Exactly.
You should.
But you don't have to wait so late. You can start early.
yeah, because
And then it
I want
pays off.
to be a pretty girl.
Get on Skinfuel Beauty. Get that squeaky clean.
What is your advice then to people who are afraid to just act on their dreams or act on their instinct? They maybe have a great idea, but they do not want to take that risk. Fyra?
I always feel that it's too late to start something. I'm 30 years old because I feel like if you want to start something, it should be in your mid-20s. But I was wrong. I was like totally wrong. It is never too late to start, The most important thing is that you do your research well, you be passionate about it, fall in love with it every day, and just find motivation and inspiration every day. I think that is like the key to just act on your own dream. Yeah.
For me, it's you can't live in fear. If you live in fear, you're always going to miss out on something. And you don't want to live a life of what ifs. So for me, when you act on your instincts, you have to remember that your journey is your journey. You're not here to compete with anybody else. Everyone has their own journey. You never know where people are coming from. So think about it. If you can't let go of that idea keeps following you. If you get different senses of feelings, like that tingly feeling that I get, there's a reason for it. And so you should really listen to it, hone in that intuition and just go for it. I am the risk taker, so I'm gonna tell you, go girl.
And if you fail, well,
If
just
you
pick
fail,
yourself back
it's
up, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. You know what, ladies? To help with your marketing and promotion, JD and I have actually recorded a radio ad for Skinfuel Beauty.
Oh my god.
We will try to attempt to play it for you right now.
Now,
Give me a
remember,
second.
we're working
This
from
is-
home.
Yeah, this is not an edited version.
It's not the
but-
full cut, yeah.
but Keith
There's
will
going to be
send you-
music and stuff like
Yeah,
this or whatever.
Keith will send you the edited version. So this is just our cold read right now. Have a listen to this.
OMG, is that the sound of your skin?
It is. It's squeaky clean, and it's all thanks to Skinfuel Beauty.
Wait, skin what?
Skinfuel Beauty. They're more than just a skincare brand. Their squeaky clean double cleansing pad is Malaysia's first 3-in-1 travel-friendly double cleansing pad. Jam-packed with the best moisturizing, antioxidant, anti-aging superfoods that will leave your skin feeling soft, supple, and squeaky clean. It's friendly for all skin types and perfect for makeup removal.
To find out more, log on to skinfuelbeauty.com.
We feel more than just your skin. We fuel who you are.
Skinfuel Beauty.
Oh my
that's
god,
awesome.
I'm like literally crying. Like I'm like so touched. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot. Wow.
Well, enjoy that radio ad. We'll be playing it on LITE as well to help you with your business. And yeah, guys, go for
Thank
it.
you so much, Belinda
Thank
and JD.
you.
I'm so
Thank you.
convinced now that I'm gonna be
I want to
your
get.
next
Yeah, I
customer.
want to get on it.
Yay!
Thank
Actually,
you for the effort and in helping us like small businesses to give you've given like free platform for us to just market our products. That it's amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's just our little bit to help support all these local small businesses because we know everybody is struggling right now. So, and I think your product is great, and you guys had a great idea, and it needs to be marketed to a bigger
Thank you.
audience.
Thank you.
so much.
and hopefully after this, I was just thinking about marketing as well, because a lot of influencers and a lot of celebrities listen to our show. Maybe they might be in touch, and maybe you might want to get in touch with them for influencer marketing as well.
Yes. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm crying. Wow.
You have your own radio ad.
No, I
Isn't
know.
that amazing?
It's amazing. Thank you guys.
All right,
Really,
thank you
it
so
means a
much,
lot.
ladies.
Thank you for your time.